So I'm working on a new project. So we've done these, we did these little sets last year, and we have a few more that we've been asked to do for this year. So I just thought I'd show you a little bit of what I'm doing with this and have a little bit of a natter while I'm painting. Let me just mix this. This is a little bit too dark. So I think I'll put rid of that in there. Let's just see if I can get this a bit paler. It looks a little bit too dark. You know, I think I'm going to have to mix a lot more. I forgot I've got 2 sets to do in the same scheme. Oh yeah, that's still too dark. I don't know. Some rose pink in there. Right, now I've got a little bit of a cold, so excuse me for sniffing. By the time you see this video though, it'll be long gone. I just thought I'd take the opportunity while I have it to make a video so that you can see this, but by the time you see this the cold will have gone. Oh, that's a little bit better. Here we go. It's always tricky trying to make enough paint to go around for 2 sets. Yeah, it's a bit closer having the 3 as a blended colour. I like doing these. These are different because I blend the colours. There's 3 different layers of colours and they get blended. Oh, that's still the same colour. Needs to be paler. So what are we going to do? I think I've got a little bit of metallic white. Ooh, yeah, just a drop. That should do it. Not too much. Ah, there we go. It's still a bit stark, but you have to be a very girly girl to enjoy this one. Wow, that is pink, but it's metallic. And I like the metallics, and I especially like the blending of the different colours and the layering. It's quite fun to do, and I like the finished effect. It's not quite going to be like last year's because it's not, even if we do both sets in the same kind of colours, if I have to remix the paints for the other set, it will never be 100% the same. And even the details, because every single thing is done by hand and freehand, nothing will be exactly the same. So I think this bit of paint I've mixed will only do this 1 set. Yeah, there's not enough for 2 sets. So I'll have to remix it. So that means that the paint colours for the next set will not be the same. Let's try to fade it out by the end so that when we put the next layer on it kind of fades in. So there you are. So much going on all over the place in the news, all over the world and in our own country, with all the stuff going on. I think we're all disillusioned with what's going on around the world, no matter where you are. It just gets too much. And it's nice sometimes to escape it for a little bit, even though it's only a temporary escape, because there is no real escape in it. But I'm very satisfied that no matter what happens, I am very grateful that I haven't been tested on that. And no matter what happens, I'm sure we can, the way our attitudes, the way we handle it, will determine how we come out the other side of any trial or trauma or event or whatever happens. That our mental attitude goes a big way to how we come out of it. But that doesn't happen in a moment. You can't just come up with that attitude. It's something that is built in you over a very long period of time, over practice, and I do believe spirituality as well. I know people would scoff at that, but I do believe that we have to be not just physically fit, or some of us aren't, some of us are nowhere near physically fit, but we'll be dealing with things in different ways, and depending on how we see it depends on how we're going to come out of each situation. I told you, it was a couple of months ago, was it? Somewhere in May or June? It's not a couple of months, it's a few months. But anyway, I did mention to you then about this little idiom that I came across, and it stuck in my mind because it said, if you want to make small changes, change the way you do things. If you want to make big changes, change the way you see things. And in my own mind I thought, well, I need to do both. I need to make small changes and big changes. So I suppose that means that I have to both change the way I do things and change the way I see things. And I have been working on that. And sometimes when I start to make little changes of something, it automatically runs into changes in something else. And this week, for example, I'll talk more about that next week, I suppose, but this week, for just an example, I was so desperate to get sorted out. I've been talking for months about getting the house in order and sorting things out, clearing out, and building my food storage, just to tide us over in case any financial troubles came, and putting our finances in order and all sorts of things like that. I've been telling you about it for months now, and encouraging other people to do the same. But I found that as I did one little bit of clearing out, it automatically led to a little bit of clearing out in something else, which led to clearing out in something else. It was like a chain reaction kind of thing. And I mean, even just last week, I spotted on a group that I'm a part of, a group where people put up things they no longer want, and if anybody wants it, they can have it. We don't sell things on there, we give things away that we no longer want. And a friend had put up a dresser, which I've asked her for, could I have it if it doesn't go? It didn't go, so when she's ready, we'll have it, and she'll let me know, and I'll be able to clear out and make space for it. But another friend also put up a bookcase, a set of shelves, that I thought, well, I've been saying for so long that I don't have enough storage space in this house, and I've run out. I can't even do grocery shopping anymore. It's literally just a little bit, because I don't have enough food storage and I don't have anywhere to put it, literally. So when I saw this set of shelves, I thought, right, I'll have it then. I thought maybe my daughter could use it, but she said no, she's definitely got no space for it, no use yet for it. So I said, well then I'll have it. And in the space of 2 days actually, within the space of 2 days, I had a phone call to say, I will bring it for you on tomorrow. And I thought, right, well, I've got 2 days, not even 2 days, to make sure I've made space for it. And I did. I went and moved things around in my son's bedroom, because it meant that the 2 units, the tall drying box from the living room and the sideboard, the blue sideboard that used to be my husband's grandmother's, they had to go upstairs to make room for this big bookcase that there's no way we'd have been able to get it upstairs. It's so heavy, and it's not maneuverable really around corners because it's 6 foot long and 5 foot high. So I made space. I cleared out and sorted out the bedroom to make space for those, and then I obviously had space then for that in the living room, and I was able to reorganize all of the food storage that were in those 2 units and put them on the new shelving, and it made more space for other stuff. So not only did I make space for food storage, but at the same time I made that food storage more accessible, because I couldn't get to it really in the cupboards. I had to move furniture and all sorts. But because I'd cleared out and tidied up and moved things, I'm now able to reach the food storage more easily, which means I'd be able to use it more frequently, because it's not a mental effort to have to move things to get to it. And it's also in view so that it's not just hidden, which means I'll use it more often. Oops-a-daisy. And also, at the same time, I did clearing out in the bedroom. And because I did that and I was able to move stuff around and clear out, I've also started to put a few more things in the kitchen in order. So it's like a chain reaction. I think that's, you know, that's how I like things to go. And I'm finally seeing those changes that I wanted to see earlier in the year, that I desperately want to put the house in order. I desperately want to sort out my food storage. I desperately want to get healthier, and a whole bunch of things in one go have been falling into place, because you start one thing and another happens. So it's nice to have those goals that are sometimes interlinked, because it means if you start one, you start another naturally. It kind of makes a flow, and I like things that flow. It's always easier when things flow, isn't it? So there you go. Wow. As I'm doing this, I quite like doing this. I've got a whole bunch of things. This is the last week, really, in the autumn of the summertime, summer-like weather, because from next week onwards, the temperatures are steadily going to start falling. I'm sure we'll still have the odd beautiful days, but it'll start the downward spiral of weather heading up towards the end of autumn. And that's just the weather forecast that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about any of Mother Nature's calendars. I'm talking about just, you know, the weather forecast for the next couple of weeks. So I'm trying to make use of this weather. I wouldn't normally, on a day like this, be sitting painting. If I didn't have an order, I wouldn't be painting. I'd be out in the garden right now. And to be fair, I have done a bit. I've done a bit in my aunt's garden on the Monday. I did a little bit here yesterday in the garden. I've got a little bit more to do today, and some transplanting. And it's already in the afternoon, actually. It's quite late. Time is marching on. It's already 12 minutes on this video. And then oh my goodness, yeah, school garden on Friday. So I'm doing the gardens this week, because in case we don't get another chance, at least if things are tidy and in order and a bit has been done, then that's achieved. Yeah, anyway, before I finish, I've started on these. There'll be 3 different colours all blended in, and I'll show you when they're done. But for now, so you know, I've got 4 of those to do. But we also have been making some more of these very big Santas, and it looks nothing as good as it's gonna look by the time it's finished. Because on these ones, we did similar one last year, but this year we decided to put the arms on separately and make it a bit more 3D, and I really like that. Really do. There's another one, not quite the same, but you know, by the time we've painted him and put on all the details, they'll be very different. We've got a few more of them to do. What else have we done? Yeah, that's about it, other than made those soldiers. So we've got quite a few things to do, to get on with. Oh, there you go. Sorry, you see my face for a bit. It's a mess. It's a working day. Got a bit of a cold, but that'll be gone soon. So for now, people, looking out into the garden, it's calling me. I shall finish one more layer of that paint, and then I'll be outside using what's left of this glorious day. I don't know what time of the day you'll be watching this or seeing this, but whatever time of the day it is, I hope that the rest of it is absolutely lovely. I encourage you to get creative in some way or another. It's so therapeutic. Can you hear the silence? Clock ticking, that's not so nice. think I'm going to put the radio on in a minute. Cover the sound of the traffic and the clock. That'll drive me nuts. Alright, my darlings. You have a good day, and I'll speak to you again soon. In the meantime, don't forget, like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can see whenever I post a video. Also, do comment and share. Always appreciated, and thank you so much for all your support. Take care. Bye-bye.